This shipyard was ports and shipping. It was given to the Navy because our political leadership failed to do anything with it. And Admiral Hassan Nasir Shah is sitting right here, who served as MD for how many years? 6 years? 6 years. And he did wonders over there. Now he's the chairman of Port Qasim. Well, civilian governments and civilian bureaucracy couldn't do it. That's why it's there. The shipbreaking in Gadani, it's the subject of the Balochistan government, Balochistan Environment Protection Agency or something. Yes, we were number one, but although it's not under my ministry, but it's a related subject, so we took the initiative of organizing a Hong Kong Convention workshop where we had experts come in from all over the world. We got our industry people together, people who own what they call dhakkas, jahan pe jahaz lagta hai. We got the people from the government of Balochistan, and we conducted a 2-day workshop to explain to them what actually Hong Kong Convention is, because if you said Hong Kong Convention, they thought you're talking about a convention center in Hong Kong. But we did that exercise. But maybe have to do it again, and maybe we have to implement some rules and enforce them. Let's talk about PMSA. All of you people on the media, you were sending me, and the rest of some cabinet members, you were sending me messages on my phone when the ship got struck as if the Ministry of Maritime has a law enforcement arm. We don't have a law enforcement arm. Like the Aviation Ministry has ASF, Railway has Railway Police, Communication Ministry for NHA has the Highway Patrol or whatever. What do we have? And I'm thankful to the DGP MSA, who's always available 24/7 at all odd hours of day and night. You sir, and the Admiral Zakka before you, I've taken liberty of going to you directly and not waiting to go through the Ministry of Defense, because actually we don't have time to act. So, I pick up the phone and call you on WhatsApp and say this is what is happening, and we'll follow the rest of whatever happens later. Because technically, if you look at the rules, they were a civilian organization. But because we never built civilian infrastructure, we can't handle them. So they are again under the Ministry of Defense. Marine services, because you spoke about marine services. So here's an offer, because a lot of people are watching us here and on Zoom call internationally. इसलिए मैं अंग्रेजी में बोल रहा हूँ, वरना मुझे कोई शौक नहीं अंग्रेजी में बोलने का. यहाँ पाकिस्तान में मैं उर्दू में ही बोलता, लेकिन क्योंकि बाहर भी बहुत लोग बैठे हैं इसलिए मैं अंग्रेजी में बोल रहा हूँ, और हमने कोई ट्रांसलेटर बीच में नहीं रखा हुआ. Let's not compete, let's complement each other. हमारा प्रॉब्लम ये है, हम आपस में कंपटीशन में पड़ जाते हैं. हमको एक दूसरे को कॉम्प्लीमेंट करना है. हमने भी मरीन सर्विसेज बना ली, आपने भी मरीन सर्विस बना ली. फिगर आउट करें कि आपस में मिलकर इसको एक इतनी बड़ी कंपनी बनाएं कि पाकिस्तान के नहीं, हम बाहर इंटरनेशनल टेंडर्स में भी जाके जाएं और पूरे रीजन के अंदर मरीन सर्विसेज का काम करें. वरना हम आपस में एक दूसरे के खिलाफ टेंडरिंग करके कंपीट करते रहेंगे, और हम कभी बेहतर होंगे तो हम आप पे स्टे ले लेंगे, और आप कभी बेहतर आप हम पे ले लेंगे और हम आप पे ले लेंगे, और मेरे बच्चे भी बड़े हो जाएंगे और वो हम स्टे ऑर्डर चलता रहेगा पाकिस्तान की कोर्ट्स में. सो लेट्स कॉम्प्लीमेंट ईच अदर इंस्टेड ऑफ कंपीटिंग विद ईच अदर, राइट. इस मुल्क में हुआ क्या है जी, ये भी मैं जरा उर्दू में बता दूं. इसी पोर्ट कासिम में $29,000 a डे पे जब मैं वजीर बना तो टग्स $29,000 रोज के हम टगों को किराए में दे रहे थे और डीजल भी अपना दे रहे थे. तो हमने कभी सोचा ही नहीं कि हम अपना मरीन एसेट क्यों नहीं बना के अपने टग्स क्यों नहीं बना लें. वो फाइल ही घूम रही थी, और यही हाल केपीटी का भी था. अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह अब मैं जा रहा हूं अगले हफ्ते. हमने लड़ाइयां कर करके ऊपर से लेके नीचे तक हर जगह, और मैं आई वांट टू कॉम्प्लीमेंट बोथ माय चेयरमैन एंड द सेक्रेटरी कि वो हर किस्म की लकूना डाला गया बीच में कि जी टग ना लें. मुझे नहीं पता कि वो क्यों नहीं लेना चाहते, لیکن ہم اپنے ٹگز لیں, ہم اپنی میرین کیپیسٹی بلڈ کریں. کیوں ہم $30,000 باہر دیں؟ ڈالر دیں کیوں؟ ڈالر بڑا رکھا ہوا ہے ہمارے پاس. تو اب ہم نے 4 ٹگز پورٹ قاسم نے لی ہیں, جن کی ڈلیوری بس ابھی شروع ہو جائے گی اگلے 6 مہینے میں, اور 4 ٹگز کے پی ٹی نے بھی لی ہیں. اس کی بھی انشاءاللہ 2 کی ابھی آ رہی ہے ڈلیوری, اور 2 کی اگلے سال ہو جائے گی. اور میں اپنے بچوں کے نام پہ, اپنے نام پہ ٹگز کے نام نہیں رکھ رہا, یہ میں بتانا چاہتا ہوں, کیونکہ پہلے ٹگ کا نام کوئی غوری ہے, کوئی آفتاب ہے, کوئی علی ہے, ذرا پتہ کر لیجیے گا کس کے نام پہ رکھے گئے. ہم علاقوں کے نام پہ رکھ رہے ہیں. میں اناؤنس کرنا چاہتا ہوں کہ جو پورٹ قاسم کے ٹگز ہیں ان میں سے ایک کا نام ہے ملیر, ایک کا نام ہے کورنگی, ایک کا نام ہے گھارو, اور ایک کا نام ہے پپری. اور جو کے پی ٹی کے ٹگز ہیں جو ہم نے خریدے ہیں, ان میں سے ایک کا نام ہے کیماڑی, ایک کا نام ہے کھارا در, ایک کا نام ہے میٹھا در, اور ایک کا نام ہے لیاری. ہم کسی کے نام, بچوں کے نام پہ نہیں ٹگ اپنے رکھ رہے, کیونکہ پہلے یہ بھی ہوتا تھا کہ جس کی بھی ہاتھ میں طاقت تھی وہ اپنے بچوں کے نام پہ, بیوی کے نام پہ, اپنے نام پہ ٹگز اور جہازوں کے نام رکھ لیتے تھے. یہ پریکٹس ہم نے ختم کر دی ہے. ہمارے ملک میں اور بہت اچھی اچھی چیزیں ہیں. لاسٹلی جی, بفور آئی ٹاک اباؤٹ سی فیئرز, میں نے تھوڑا زیادہ ٹائم لے لیا بیکاز مجھے جواب دینے ضروری تھے. 2 پوائنٹس میں شام صاحب آپ کے میں ایڈریس کرنا چاہتا ہوں. مجھے ذرا یہ بتائیں, یہاں سارے بیٹھے ہوئے ہیں, جو سی بلائنڈنس اور جو لیک آف interest in this subject, and I'll put myself in the same challenge. I give this challenge to myself also. ذرا یہ بتائیں کہ لاسٹ ٹائم کس دوست کے بچے سے آپ نے پوچھا کہ تم بڑے ہو کے کیا بننا چاہتے ہو, تو وہ آپ کو کہا میں سی کا کپتان بننا, جہاز کا کپتان بننا چاہتا ہوں. کوئی یہ بات ہی نہیں کرتا. وہ لائر بنے گا, وہ سافٹ ویئر انجینئر بن جائے گا, ڈاکٹر بن جائے گا, این ای ڈی میں جائے گا, سب کچھ کرنے کو تیار, فوج میں جانے کو تیار ہے, کوئی نیوی میں بھی چلے. مرچنٹ نیوی کا کپتان بننے کے لیے کتنے بچے آپ کو نظر آتے ہیں؟ میں تو کتنے دوستوں سے 3 سال ہو گئے, ہزاروں سے آدمیوں سے ملا ہوں, مجھے آج تک کوئی نہیں ملا جو کہ میرا بچہ بڑا ہو کے سی میں جا کے ایک آئل ٹینکر کا کپتان بننا چاہتا ہے. وہ یہ ضرور کہتے ہیں کہ یار پی ایم اے میں ایڈمیشن کروا دیں, اس کے بعد کیا کرنا ہے وہ. So therefore this has to be a national effort. If you want to become a maritime power, then there has to be a paradigm shift in thinking. And every university in this country should have some maritime subjects. In fact, I would request both the chairmen of the honorable chairmen of the port sitting here and also the chairman of PNSC, you should, and I've been saying it, but now I'm saying it publicly because things only happen when I say it publicly. Private mein bolte raho nahi hota. I'm requesting you, directing you publicly that you need to both start programs and get schools. یہ جو ان کے بچوں کو لے کے جائیں, ان کو پورٹس کے دورے کرائیں, ان کو جہاز میں چڑھائیں, ان کو بتائیں تو صحیح ہے کیا میری ٹائم. ان کو کیا پتا, وہ تو سمندر میں بیٹھ کے اپنے ابا کے بیچ پہ ہٹ چلے جاتے ہیں, جو انگریزی اسکول میں بچے پڑھنے والے ہیں ہمارے جیسے, اور باقیوں کو پتا بیچاروں کو کچھ نہیں. سو یو نیڈ ٹو اسٹارٹ دس ایکسرسائز and have a desk for the city. NCOC نے ہمیں کہا کہ آپ ویکسینیشن کریں. So I'm pleased to announce that from the 1st of July, no 1st of July nahi, 1st of August we started. We've crossed about 320,000 people in this city that have been vaccinated through the efforts of Port Qasim, PNSC and led by KPT. So, and even today as we are here, our mobile vans are all over the city vaccinating people. And last, before again I talk about the foreign consultants, I 100 million% agree with you, sir. I am so sick and tired of these tenders with the word foreign in it, because every single foreign consultant turns around and hires the expertise from Pakistanis. With due respect to my friend sitting here, Christian, all of them hire Pakistani expertise. Pakistani people do the work and send it to the foreign consultants who will stamp a nice foreign company's seal on it and submit it back to us. And the difference is in the hundreds and thousands of dollars. We must build our own resources. You cannot always rely on foreign consultants. So therefore, I have now directed the ministry to remove the word foreign from all their tenders. And if a Pakistani company wants to go and take and seek assistance, it's up to them. But it has to be Pakistani companies that we must build their capabilities to deliver. Now the seafarers. Quickly, this is the topic. देखें, ये जो seafarers है ना, ये किसी भी बैटल ग्राउंड से कम काम नहीं कर रहे. In these COVID situations, in my opinion, they're actually in a battleground, because not a day goes by that I have to figure out a way to get some seafarer out, and the DG Port and Shipping sitting here is always sort of working with some manning company to get them back to Pakistan, and I'm sure that all ministers or all transportation and maritime organizations across the globe have to face this. Although we never closed any of our port for even an hour during the peak of the pandemic, but our seafarers, I have to give them a big round of applause first before I even say anything, because they are actually frontliners. You just heard the Secretary General of the IMO requesting all member states to make them key workers or essential workers. I have to tell you that in Pakistan we've already done that. The cabinet passed it about 3 weeks ago, and they are declared key workers in Pakistan, Pakistani seafarers. It has been it's very difficult I challenge you to go on the boat and stay in the ocean for 4 or 5 hours. Forget about 6 months or 3 months that they get stuck there. It's not easy. So hats off to them. They had a lot of issues when we came into office, and the Prime Minister especially told me that, because you know what, don't think they're only from Karachi. Our seafarers come all the way from Gilgit, Swat, Sibbi, Jhelum, from all over the country we have seafarers. And they had issues. यहाँ shipping office में जो होता था sign in, sign off का, वो हमने बंद कर दिया, digitize कर दिया. All seafarers data, thanks to PNSC, is now online, so they don't have to come to ask us about the authenticity of the documents. All the documents are online. So when they go apply for visas, you can just log in and check their documentation. They didn't have what you call SID cards, sailor identification cards. Once again, the Ministry of Maritime took this initiative, and with Nadra now, I think 95% of them have their digital sailor identification cards with them. The biggest challenge now, and Chris, I would really like your help in it, Tristan. My biggest challenge with seafarers is, and by the way, Philippines last year crossed $6 billion in remittance, foreign remittance, from their seafarers. And we are nowhere. So what I would like, the help I need from you is that the IMO convention, there are rules and regulations on how to treat seafarers as far as their visa issues are concerned. So I'm writing a letter on Monday to the European Union ambassador. I'm requesting you also. Seafarer visa issues must be addressed on war footing, because they are the livelihood, and they miss ships and somebody else gets it. And that is a big challenge for me, because I want to send them on foreign vessels as well, but because of the visas, they get stuck. So at least you take the lead, because I know you were saying one day that if you were ever joined the forces, you would have been wearing whites in the Navy, right? So here's your chance to do something for the Merchant Navy whites, that please help us get their visa issues resolved. Last KCC-DZ, the Karachi Coastal Comprehensive Development Zone. Everybody tells me, and I've been reading on this social media as well, and some environmentalists have also started. Even Chris last night at dinner was asking me about the mangroves. This project actually started because of marine pollution. Because मैं जरा उर्दू में बोल देता हूँ, लियारी नदी से और बाकी सारे नालों से 550 मिलियन गैलन गंदा पानी आप समंदर में रोज फेंक रहे हो, हर रोज फेंक रहे हो। 4-5 हजार टन सॉलिड वेस्ट फेंक रहे हो, कोई सॉलिड वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट नहीं है, बस जमा करते नालों में। अभी बारिश होगी ना, जितना नाले हमने साफ नहीं किए वो पानी सारा वो नालों में लेके चला जाएगा, वो भी फेडरल गवर्नमेंट साफ कर रही है। ये शुरू ही उधर से हुआ कि मैं एक दिन उधर गया, मैंने कहा ये मार्श लैंड जो कीचड़ है इधर तो तबाही है, सारा कराची का वो रंगी सारा सब लियारी में गिरता है, और वो उधर आके आपके तबाह कर रहा है पूरी इन्वायरमेंट को। सो जो आपको you know the little mangroves you see, वो भी खत्म, they'll also vanish. So the first step is that in this project is that we will set up a water treatment plant at the mouth of the Liari River. So every drop of water that comes into the ocean is treated before it falls in the ocean, and we collect solid waste there. Second important aspect is that we are going to plant 50 times more mangroves that there are already, because 60% of the project is green, and the existing will make that into a wetlands park, so people will understand, you know, what marine pollution and what marine life is all about. Number 3, our fisheries is in the pits, so we will set up a brand new state-of-the-art, top-of-the-world fishing harbor and a fish processing unit next to it. That is also part of the 3.5 billion. And so is the connectivity bridge. It's called, you know, a very majestic harbor bridge will connect. And in addition, there are 4 new berths that are also being made in it. So I will actually hold a full workshop just on KCC-DZ and invite all the environmentalists, all those who have questions to come and ask, and I'll ask the media to come and cover it live. So we are clear that this project is actually a game changer for Pakistan, as the Prime Minister has said it. Once again, I want to thank all of you. I took a little more than the time that was allotted to me, only because I took permission from the governor to barge into his time. Plus, I had to answer questions that were raised on this podium. Thank you very much. Pakistan Zindabad.